Hi, it's Betsy-Morgan, the psychic teacher. Thanks for being with me. Today I'd like to talk again about Kundalini. And as always, I like to come from my own experience. I know that there's lots of information out there, and sometimes I feel that it's conflicting information. Someone might say this, someone might say this. I want you to know that what I'm sharing with you is coming from my experience, and under the comments section of this video, you can always leave a comment for me about your experience or your questions, and I'll answer it. Also, I love to hear your likes if you would do that. And if you want to subscribe to my videos, I talk about a lot of different spiritual subjects. If you like Kundalini, look for my other Kundalini YouTubes. Today, I want to cover the myth of what Kundalini has to look like. I want to reassure you that you might be having Kundalini experiences and not know it. This was my experience. Earlier in my years, I'd never heard the word Kundalini. I would say, always very spiritual, always loved God. When I was a young girl and a teenager, I went to church and I loved basically church. I didn't necessarily like that. I didn't feel that the minister always came from his heart. I thought he came from his mind, and I was recognizing that. So I started looking for paths that would come from a heart space, that would be natural, loving, real, authentic. And I found several paths, and I'm going to be talking about these. Look for my YouTubes on Reiki. Oh, what a beautiful spiritual path. Channeling, of course, my passion, beautiful spiritual path. I haven't made a YouTube yet on Rebirthing, excellent spiritual path. Prayer, meditation, yoga. There's so many beautiful spiritual paths out there. Choose the one that you love. Choose the one you're drawn to. And don't worry about thinking, oh, I probably won't like that. Try it. No harm in trying it. If you don't like it, move on to the next one. There's plenty of paths out there, and you will find yours. So with Kundalini, it came upon me, I would say, accidentally. I was following other paths. I had always done lots of prayer. I had done some meditation. I like more active meditation, whether it's guided or while you're walking in with nature, or rebirthing, or Reiki, or channeling even. For me, I center more, or music. There's certain music that really resonates with me. It's usually the softer music. So find the way where you can go into yourself and find a place of love and bliss and feeling present in the moment rather than distracted by all of the temptations in the world, because there's a lot. You will find that there is a lot of drama that seems to be inviting you to become distracted. Do whatever you can to come in. For me, Reiki was very powerful because in Reiki there are symbols, and we'll go over those. Look for my Reiki YouTubes. And even if you want to draw a cross, or even if you want to draw a figure 8 on its side, the infinity symbol, and just follow it and focus on it, it helps you to focus your mind and your energy. Well, when I had done enough, I found Reiki before I found channeling. Well, I'd always wanted to channel, but my mind, I believed my mind said, you can't do that. You're not psychic. You can't do that. Well, it was after the Kundalini rose that I channeled like a dream. I brought in Orion, and now, because I have walked that path, Spirit has told me, and I've seen it happen over and over again, they bring through the light to you. With channeling, Orion, through this vehicle, transmits the uplifting energy so that you connect with your guide permanently for the rest of your life. And you can channel love from the kingdom of heaven, wisdom and guidance and predictions. Let me get back to Kundalini. When the Kundalini arose for me, it was after doing a series of initiations. And I would say I probably spent a good 2 hours. Now, back in the late 80s, from 1989 to probably 1997, I was very active in teaching Reiki, and I would do lots of Reiki initiations. And this particular day, I had spent 2 to 4 hours in initiation. And afterwards, the Kundalini arose, and I've got a video about that, so I don't need to repeat myself. It was quite a surprise. This is what I want to get to. I didn't know what had happened to me. I didn't share it with anyone. I was embarrassed. I thought something's wrong with me. My energy is imbalanced. I had been shaking all over. The energy was rising, and as you know, the energy is very jerky, and I didn't know what was going on with my body, and you do feel a sensation as it goes all the way up. Since that primary Kundalini Awakening, I've had many, I would call boosters of Kundalini Awakening. And you can sometimes feel if the energy is coming up to your stomach or your heart, your throat, or going all the way up to your third eye and your crown. You do eventually, you don't need to force it, but eventually let it come all the way up and out your crown. What happens is called a spiritual awakening and becoming enlightened. But I want you to know the truth about enlightenment, as maybe you have heard. Before enlightenment, it's chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, it is chop wood, carry water. And that's the truth of it. Your life will only change to the degree you are choosing for it to change. You still have choice. Nobody will take that away from you. You have choice if you want to follow this spiritual path or this one, or remain inside, rather meditative, and remain in your home doing spiritual work privately. There's no have to, and enlightenment looks different. It looks different to different people. For me, I basically followed the same plan. I loved doing spiritual activities. I felt called to do spiritual activities, to be a teacher. We all have within our personality archetypes. And a couple of my archetypes is teacher, healer, mom, and channel. I have found that those are major archetypes in me. You might want to look up in Google archetypes, what are they, and take a look at your personality and your passion, and you will be able to discover your 4 or 5 primary archetypes. Carolyn Mace, by the way, is a wonderful teacher of archetypes, and you can learn a lot from her in her books. So my natural path was to bring Kundalini awareness, Reiki awareness, and channeling awareness to the world so that everyone would know that this is natural, that it is possible, and that it is wonderful. So after the Kundalini did wake me up, what I found was a greater passion, courage, and confidence. Passion, courage, and confidence to lead my own take on the spiritual path of my passion and my dreams. So once your Kundalini awakens you, goes all the way up to the top, it doesn't have to mean that your entire life will change. If you would like to go to an ashram and spend your time there with a guru, fine. That's a wonderful continuation of awakening. But I want you to know that basically you will find that you find it easier to laugh and easier to love, easier to forgive, and that you will enjoy quiet time as much as times of activity. You will simply enjoy life more. You will enjoy nature, of course. You will enjoy, if you have read books, you will enjoy them more. If you've watched movies, you will enjoy them more. If you've enjoyed being social, you will enjoy that more, or that pattern could swing to where you select only a few very good spiritual friends. You will find that your spiritual taste buds are enhanced, and you will be easily drawn to people, places, and things that love God, that love exhibiting a spiritual nature. You will shy away from just social talk or political talk that doesn't help you to delve deeper into your heart and to feel the truth and beauty and wisdom of life eternal and life beyond the body. You will become less afraid of death, realizing that there is no such thing, that life does go on, and you will become more interested in expressions of beauty, and you will find it everywhere more easily than you did before. So my experience with Kundalini is that it's not necessarily the shocker that I thought it would be. After having the experience, a few years later, then I became aware of it and read about it. And I expected it to be big. And I have realized in my experience, it's gentle. And in watching a few YouTubes, not many, maybe 3 or 4 from other people, at the most 4, they seem to be themselves as well. And I thought, well, good, I can just relax. I don't have to go to a mountaintop and be a guru. I can be myself. So after your Kundalini awakens and comes all the way up through your crown, just expect to feel more love, more connection to God, more passion, more joy, more peace, and be yourself. So if you're looking to have your Kundalini awaken and rise, you can encourage that. Look for my Kundalini YouTubes, and you will find magnificent videos on how you can encourage your Kundalini energy to wake up too. I love being with you, and if you like being with me, check that like mark and send me a comment. I like being with you. I hope to see you again real soon. Betsy-Morgan, the Psychic Teacher.